All right, this is our last Starlight session for the week. And what we always do in the last session is we kind of wrap everything up in a nice little package so it makes sense. So, those of you that have been at Starlight for 2-3 years or more, you get to help me out a little bit. And I'm going to see how well you were paying attention this week. All right, a long time ago on Monday. Doesn't Monday seem a long time ago?
No.
No, for me it does. All right.
Me either.
I wrote the word dyslexia on the board. Now, who can remember what dys means? Meredith?
Difficult.
Difficulty. Very good. Okay. And with words. Okay. Can't spell words. All right. Difficulty with words. So, if someone comes up to you and says, "What's dyslexia?" A really easy definition for you to give them is difficulty with words. Okay? Now, the next section, the next part, difficulty with words, how? Think about,
Speaking.
okay, with words you speak. What else?
Here.
Here. And Bradley.
Spell.
You're really close.
See.
C. Very good. All right. Very good. Let me see when. I have to check my notes. I did my homework last night. I had to write it down. All right. So those are the basics you're going to use when you talk to somebody about dyslexia. Do you think you remember that? Does that make it a lot easier to understand and a lot easier to explain to people?
Yeah.
All right. Now. Okay, except for you, Matt. I'm sorry. All right, now I want you to think back to our speakers we had this week. And I want you to think of words they used, and we talked a little bit about this Monday. Words to describe dyslexic people. Positive words we can think about ourselves, okay? Positive, positive. Can you think of something good about being dyslexic? Amber, which one?
Like to think outside of the box.
Yeah. Outside. Okay. Do you have one too? No, that was your. She took yours? How weird. All right. Casey?
They're strongly opinionated.
Okay. Can we come? Oh, strong. That's how I defined it, wasn't it? What's the word that most people use for strongly opinionated?
Stubborn?
Stubborn, yeah. But that's not a bad thing we discovered, isn't it? All right.
They can read people really well.
Okay, read people. All right. All right. Kayla?
Like to create new things.
They what?
Create new things.
Okay, they're creative? Is that the word you're looking for?
Yeah.
All right. Matthew?
They never stick to one, like angle. They always change it up to see what one's the
They see the
best.
big picture, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are really listening. Luke?
I can do different things than other people can.
Okay. So we see big pictures in the outside box. Okay, that's kind of seeing outside, being outside the box. Seeing the big picture. You have another one?
Smart.
I like that one.
You can write it right there.
All right. Oh, sorry. That's my personal favorite. Because if nothing else, I want you guys to go home and no matter what anybody says to you about being dyslexic, I want you to look back on this week and say, hey, you know what, Miss Cheryl at Camp Starlight said that I'm really smart.
Yes,
And you're going to believe it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about, oh, you know what? Something Ken and Karen both said we missed. And you guys have said it too. When you're working, do you have to work really hard?
Yes.
How many hard workers do we have here? Okay, so you have to be a hard worker, don't we? Okay. And should you ever give up, or do you have to try more than one time sometimes? Yeah, that's not always easy, is it? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about how you deal with people, all right, that don't know anything about dyslexia. Which,
How do you do role playing?
at one point, that was all of us, wasn't it? All right, now, let's say that you have a friend or a teacher, all right? Let's talk about some things you're going to talk about with those people that are going to be helpful, all right? What would be the first thing you need to remember? Any ideas, Amber?
What dyslexia means?
What dyslexia means, all right? Matt?
So they probably know how to work the computer, so they can just go look it up.
That's one way, all right? Also, one thing you need to remember, and this is a very important thing, when you talk to somebody about dyslexia, remember how you read people really well?
Yeah.
Well, other people can read you, and you need to be polite. Do you know what that means, would be polite?
Yes, be kind to people.
Okay. I know sometimes when you're dyslexic, you get a little frustrated. Okay, a lot frustrated?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to remember, no matter how frustrated you are about explaining dyslexia again, right? Be polite. That's the first thing. All right? And then, can you talk about some of your strengths?
Yeah.
And is this all the strengths you have?
No.
No,
Yeah.
that's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it? There's a bazillion, aren't there? All right? And I'm not sure how many a bazillion is. All right? So, what I want you to do right now, all right? Let's do little groups of threes. And you're going to talk amongst yourselves for a couple minutes. And you're going to talk about how you would tell somebody about being dyslexic. Actually, we'll do threes. And we'll have one group of four. What you're going to do in your little group right now, you're going to talk about what it means to be dyslexic and how you're going to talk to each other. Miles, not now. How you're going to talk to each other, all right? Kind of a little practice run. Isn't that always a good thing to do before you actually do it?
Role playing.
All right?
Wait,
Is that all right? Yes?
wait, is there like different people you can be? Because I want to be like the guy that asks.
What you can pretend that you're a friend that asks. You can pretend that you're a teacher that asks. And then I'm going to ask a brave soul to come up here and role play with me. All right? Not yet. We're going to practice first. All right, so.